chance like this for 9Z in literal years. Magic, this is already a bit of a one-off instance, so enjoy every second that you can, because for somebody, this is going to be a crushing defeat.
Yeah, it's going to be the underrated match of the day. These two teams we know is going to be great CS. It's just not the name brand value of some of the other orgs that are here, but it's a game to be enjoyed nevertheless. So let's enjoy this one, Astana, for the most enthusiastic fans in the arena that are here to watch a great game. That's exactly what you're going to get. Last time we saw 9Z play Dust2, it was world class. The best Dust2 performance we've seen at the event, and honestly, one of the best Dust2 maps I've ever seen, called by Max.
He's sending that flash over long, and from there, looking for the duel, but the crossfire between Blue, and all of a sudden, AW, Tenzi, and MOUZ all find themselves with kills. So lo and behold, it falls on Max, and Max alone. And unfortunately for him, that long pop just doesn't end up winding up with enough kills. In fact, not any kills to the favor of 9Z.
Not at all. Max is gonna try to work for these, but surely he's dead. 5 alive for Magic as they start their first round on stage, and it looks fantastic. Now, as Prop said, doesn't matter if they win the pistol, doesn't mean that they're gonna continue on to go 3-0. It's gonna be pure chaos. Obviously, if you watched any of the Magic games, you saw that. Chaos for all the right reasons, though. It was pure entertainment. So many fraggers on this team. Tenzi making a prospect list on HLTV back in May. When he was asked about it, he said, yeah, I saw my name on there. I thought it was cool. Didn't think much else of it.
Back to work.
Back to work. And that's sort of exciting, because it does remind us of all the other times. It was a team we haven't heard of, making a deep run, taking out a lot of favorites, or just having some impressive results. And obviously, no group stage results more impressive than what 9Z put together, taking out Falcons on this map. So this should be a step up.
Fade off the cat play, wants to make those conversions from pistol actually happen. That's a 99 damage M4 dink.
Damn, I didn't even know it would do 99, no head armor.
With the AW long push at the same time, so nice and easy. The conversion point for Magic had to wait to get this game going, but once they do, they've got their hands all over the 2-0 start. Now, an oddity here, we've got, of course, the SMGs they just held moving forward into this next round. 9Z had waited in a second to get these full AKs, so there's a bit of an edge over to 9Z. We'll see what kind of moves Magic make to mitigate the weakness that is 2 SMGs this round.
No kills so far in this game, and that's not just a vanity stat. It is going to be a quick, powerful start for the economy of Magic. Starting on CT matters even more. That the T's do damage. Take their chances on a spam in through those doors. There's no one to greet those bullets for now. One thing I loved about 9Z's T side was very simple. If they did a cat exec, there wasn't a lot of telegraphing going on. Now, of course, could have been a bespoke strategy they used for Falcons that worked out very well. But still, I think the two parts of everyone's T side that tends to fall apart or feels like it invites RNG are the full cat execs, lots of room for counter grenades, and also long. And they avoided those two things.
Fade feeling the need to kind of shell up with the other 2 B-site defenders.
It's kind of a fun read, because all we see is sort of setup utility towards Cat. He's going to see a push. So it'll be a little bit scary for Magic.
Started to feel boxed in with that mid-presence. That's why they added one to this bomb site. Now you know there's somebody over towards tunnels. AW's got this frag grenade. He's going to pop open the smoke, and when he does so, he's not going to see anything. Doesn't quite go thick enough. Tenzi off the window, catching a second kill here for the Magic men. And then Mayern popped from that push forward into the FAMAS, goes the tunnels player, and all that ends up remaining here now is Max. He's spotted by AW, and that's a rock-solid 3-0 start out of Magic, exceeding beyond the stats and finding that clean start.
Yeah, this is exactly what they hoped for. Again, all the practice paying off. And 9Z come onto stage, and they know they had a great week, and they cleanly get here into playoffs, and they beat better teams than Magic. But when we saw Magic play against Gentlemates, it was kind of scary to think that we saw FURIA struggle versus a team that Magic put away easily.
No rock, paper, scissors of who beats who.
Yeah, chain logic doesn't always pan out, and Everybody's wondering how they're gonna, I mean, S-Fade, who hasn't slept yet today, is wondering how he's gonna play on stage.
Do you know what always deserves respect regardless? Is any team at a Swiss groups event that is able to go from 0-2 to the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
That is something where lesser opposition would tend to crumble. Not Magic. They stood up to that test and find themselves here today on stage.
I'm not gonna lie, it makes it kind of an awkward draw, I feel like, for MongolZ, who have been playing up to competition and always do that, to have to now go to play.
Ooh, awkward.
Kind of a tier 2. Oh, that's the rush.
Like that, DGT, Tech9, point blank. Mossball's dead. It's gonna be on Moon to stop it. And despite his best efforts with a double kill, Luchov's Tech9 also presses in. And this is a moment where it's majority kills thanks to those sidearms. All of a sudden, with bomb down, we've got this 1v3 underway. S-Fade, what more can you do? It's a low health car player that sees you coming. Max guns him down, keeps 2 players up for MongolZ, and so the Tech9s bust through, and we don't quite get to see it because there's movement out middle at the same time. But one of the 2 B-site defenders pressing through a smoke grenade straight into that pack of Tech9s. I don't know if there was a flash for him, if he tried to just be creepy with it, but that just opens the door wide on that B-site.
And that's going to be magic for you. They will make mistakes. They'll also create chances by taking risks just like that. They open the door to MongolZ to get started, and it was actually really important they won on a half buy just because of the quick start for Magic, the low amount of kills that have come out for MongolZ. They've already answered back. They get an op-in play for Mayor, and that's where the next point of conversation goes, because honestly, there isn't really that much op impact to be had. There's a lot left on the table on both sides here for Magic and MongolZ. And if either Mayor or Moon show that they can be the one to take over, that can absolutely be the key difference to swing this match. I can't believe Max played there on such low HP, but it worked.
Mayor straight to the long pick this round, but front runner gets beyond him by the time he posts up, and so nothing you can do about TenZ being able to cross to the close corner. That starting 3 long B situation gives Moon a chance to try to open up smoke and peel one off middle, but no target found for his efforts. And so Luchov freed up to maybe take a look at this bomb site. Doesn't even need to see the site. He'll find S-Fade up on the ledge.
There's a bit of a mistake by Moon to take his shot inside of mid. That's the only reason Luchov even takes a dry swing up cat. If there was potentially an op on bricks, that could have been a death for him. So sometimes you've got to be careful, even with just your ammo. Now this will also pull the goalie over on the left side of the map. You have MongolZ gearing up to take it, and they have every right to.
Smoke into flash for AW to have to handle. Keeps him there for an extra second. Again, nobody home on this side.
Now, if it was the case that they had the cat player CT side already pushed up, ready to flash peek or sitting there on a shoulder swing, then maybe it would be fine to let your op reveal itself. But that is something in terms of cards you should keep close, that you should maintain the mystery of for as long as you can. Unless, of course, it's a bait. But there was no way to fool them that, okay, there's going to be some kind of double op setup this early into the game. At the minimum here, Magic, they lose 1 player, a round with it. They still retain a lot of equipment value.
We can discuss how that opening gets offered over, but also just kind of nod of respect to Luchov. That was an instant headshot on the player on ledge.
Yeah,
perfect crosshair.
He was like, all right, let's just go check this out because I know I have every right. And Luchov has shown how smart he is throughout this tournament. I expect him to be in some regards the strongest player in the server today. Just on the, right in that Goldilocks zone of really smart CS, but also really great aim from the 1v clutch that he put together on Mirage to just some of the moves that he makes in the mid round. He's just so solid. Had an incredible map versus ParaVision as well on Inferno.
Wasn't ready for that, though.
And so many guys trying to watch and escort everybody up suicide, but didn't see or think that there could be any cat presence And I think maybe with the flash into lower, there was some pressure on Moon to leave. But he calls their bluff.
Fade doesn't just boost TenZ, but sticks around and starts dropping util. Perfectly placed grenade on Luchov. Follow that up with fire. That keeps 9Z on the other side of the doors for the time being. And a little investment into S-Fade as that second belt of utility just gets dumped on him. Now he's going to go for the wider angle, tries to pepper the doorway. Really just trying to keep pressure up on this mid setup, and 9Z seems stubborn. They don't want to go anywhere, but sit right there and wait.
And again, they like to cut noise, just go for something. Like, best way to make sure you don't alarm anyone, and in this position you see the map, like they don't want to.
Still a frag grenade that actually gets thrown towards Cat. That was, I believe, one of the nades that TenZ just gave him.
Box just has to be held. Timing's missed.
Nice.
Perfect for TenZ.
Cat just 2 kills off that one. Mayern wants to somehow get this off into play. If he could scoop up the bomb, that'd be great. Oh, TenZ actually popping back up, and they get the B entry.
Whoa, that's massive.
2 versus 5 underway.
And the plant comes in and ops down, and this is where Mayern will be under the spotlight. He's the one on full HP. Op goes over to DGT. And funnily enough, this might be a boon to both of them.
He decides to just put this thing back plat. All of a sudden, second guessing the position. He'll use the tall box cover once the window pressure comes through. Flashes over top. That tunnel player about to activate. DGT is dead, and Mayern can't deliver anything in that. So props to them, a 2v5 that at least busts down the B site, gets that plant in. But ultimately, it's going to be Magic collecting a 4th round.
It went from no chance of a plant to a small chance of winning the round. So money made, money dropped off from the other side, and time to think about what went wrong on that mid B take. Now, of course, you saw the timing. He was being watched for a second, and there honestly wasn't spam from CT spawn to try to draw anyone's attention away or make it feel like there wasn't anyone boosted up. But for TenZ, he just held patient, used the timing in his head, popped up and got 2 free frags. That's going to happen sometimes. In a match like this, maybe 9Z can't afford it. Everything you want to see here for Magic so far. And again, looking at the map, that's 4 players on the A side. They win versus a mid B. That's kind of what's important to remember. And if 9Z were doing that versus Falcons, except they were just cleanly winning rounds. Max was brilliantly figuring out where's the easier site to take. They take it and then they win. If Magic can win without that information, ooh, nice shot, DGT.
Hopping skill.
It's just a whole new set of problems.
But he eats the flash. Working with the rifle on the other side of middle, TenZ freed up to take a look, but this is also the solo B player, so if there's any potential threat at B, which is confirmed by the Molotov, we see DGT just throw out. You can see that on the radar, draw Magic back over to the B site, opens up middle, but they're gonna take a look at long. Oh, they win the fight. That was that low health MOUZ ball set up by the DGT wallbang. Now MoonZop's on the cross. He would love for them to come around this corner, but they're going to start throwing utility over top first. Smoke's going to pop on Moon's feet. He doesn't lose his line without taking a kill for his efforts, and Mayern's trying to activate on Catwalk. All of a sudden, 9Z's offer goes down with nothing. Moon has done his job. Posts that op inside of the site. Man advantage Magic, 35 to the clock, and Moon sliding wide is going to catch out Luchov. Max has got the answer back. His teammate nowhere to be found. Bomb dropped over towards the cross. Activation out middle goes down, falls on Max, and Max alone, and he doesn't know that that smoke's about to get pushed. But the team flash in the smoke means Max is still alive. He knows where everybody is. And despite the damage, it's the nade that gets it over the line. Magic will swarm you and keep 9Z on only 2 round wins.
And this is beautiful for Moon. The exact performance he was hoping to have in front of the home crowd here. Oh, when he stands up and yells at them. I love that. And now it's, I mean, we're looking at the buy here. It's gonna, oh man, you gotta think about it. 5,600 on Max. it's going to be a really powered up half buy or just an outright investment. To be honest, it might be hard to turn down considering you're already missing 3 rounds. Pause to talk about it. And everything is getting punished here. And that's exactly what you want to see from Moon. It's like those 3-inch flicks that are all landing, those opportunities that look like small risks, but if they land, then you're a genius. And you know, that's what he wanted to show today.
I'd say especially in an event where he is struggling. We had that graphic that said just literally sniper struggles, and the head-to-head between him and Mayern was very underwhelming. His impact had been felt lately online prior to this event, hasn't been able to translate that to the server here in Astana. And for him to start doing it now on the stage, I mean, it's a perfect time to arrive as far as Magic are concerned.
When he just stood up and got in their faces a little bit, you can see that he's actually living for the LAN.
Some players are made for it, and you never know until you're under the spotlights. Oh, and they still don't know about that position on the bomb. So if there was ever a world for MongolZ to get into this with their Tech 9s, feels like they're going to be thinking about that op through the mid doors. They don't know.
What is that shot?
Supposed to get that. But again, luckily, SFA has gone unnoticed. So because he is here, tucked in, able to strike down Mayern, now we're going to get that cat activation. It's really just hit from all these different angles. Top Xbox player goes sailing, and with 45 to the clock, 20 HP, no bomb possession, you'd call this impossible. MOUZ pushes down into tunnels, dies, and doesn't deal any additional damage, but only 30 seconds left.
Unfortunately, looking like just another round where they're really good at making it expensive, but with the time left on the clock and where DGT has to go to both get the bomb and get it planted, you can basically call this a wrap. He's not going to be able to find the kills either to end this round on elimination, and so finding a place to save is going to be priority number 1. Not worried about dying in this spot. Why is he taking so many risks here? He should be grateful to have his AK.
All for an incendiary.
Yeah, okay.
For a CT firebomb. Well, CT's locking fiery, I'll say that. 6-2.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That is exactly right. I mean, they got to be proud of themselves. Like, S-Fade is here, 7-2. He must be hallucinating right now, thinking that he's coming in with absolutely no sleep and just destroying.
Owned by the util.
Another 2 kills.
If MongolZ thought they were going to get any kind of early exit, you're not going to even get an inch around that column. Moon's got your number.
That flash, what's the matter?
And Magic have your bomb. Finally, somebody out of the MongolZ squad are able to catch any of these aggressions. It is Moon dead, and opt to be saved for Mayern, but that is idealistic as far as MongolZ are concerned, because Huaso knows he's under pressure for this hunt. Magic trying to come take it away from him, and they're going to swarm him out of this one, making sure that there is no save here for MongolZ allowed. That is a 7-2 CT lead for Magic. We said that this veto was maybe a curveball. Yes, MongolZ 13-1 over Falcons. Falcons get dismantled that badly by the very same team that Magic right now are keeping away from the scoreboard.
They've made one mistake where, you know, Luchov got that pick off of Cat, but outside of that, it's been a pretty flawless game plan for Magic, and they've actually stood up to MongolZ and the way in which MongolZ took out Falcons. Dealing with the mid-Bs.
Into the cat play, will die to Luchov, but you've got this double lower setup. And so many times, MongolZ just continue to get caught off guard as if Magic wouldn't play these kinds of audacious openings. But this is Magic. This is how they made their money.
Yeah, they're info getters.
And so to be completely blindsided by this seems surprising. MongolZ are gonna have to be that much more cautious moving forward. And this round right now, down and lower, they've got a duel queued up. It's a man advantage taken back over by MongolZ. And despite some limitations with pistols on 2, there is still a chance they take down this A site. Moon is under pressure.
the touch awkward in this situation. Long play peek is coming out. Wasso doesn't have a great gun, though.
Just the Tech 9 for it. You can get away from that pistol. Try to hold Cat instead.
No other. Okay, no.
There we go. Second flash finds it. Moon wants to get into Sanctuary. Down in spawn, but a fast flank. Of course. It is Magic on top of you before you could notice. Ambitious spam through the top of that smoke, but he's not wrong. DGT resides on the other side of it. It's a trade back for AW, and we know what AW can do in clutch moments. 2 kills into this round, swapping guns, as sure enough, bombs down, money's made, 9Z, both players towards site. And Magic's retake joins forces here on the catwalk. They've got the gun advantage, but it's time that's ticking. 20 seconds remain on this bomb, so here comes that commitment. There's kits across the board, you've just got to dodge these pistol shots, and Wasso Peak gives you something to think about. Damage done to Moon, 3 HP left, and he still keeps pressure on. 9Z, draw them in. And so those pistols prevail for 9Z's third round win.
And it's the pistols that they kind of rely on to get into this game. So it's a little awkward when they nade open the lower smoke, but they reveal that 2 players are there. I think they had both guys shooting though earlier, so maybe didn't feel scared about that. But it ended up getting someone killed, and 9Z, well, they used that to make sure they'd have a smooth move up Cat. The flank was in quickly, but they were still very efficient about how they moved. And S-Fade, 30 minutes of sleep, 111 ADR so far. He might never sleep again. Wouldn't want to change your routine.
No, that's what I'm saying. Whatever works. In 3, in the last 3 months, are Magic. 9Z have got them covered in every stat line on this map specifically.
It's just
that 13-1 over Falcons make you overconfident. Time will tell. There's a world where 9Z can still claw their way back into this game. But again, I think it comes from that presence of mind in realizing that Magic are going to run some wild risks. Like that lower tunnel setup we saw 1 round ago that literally kills 2 9Z players looking the wrong direction. Do not let your guard down. If you have hopes of bringing back this half and possibly this map, 9Z on the hunt for the 5-7 T side.
Magic try to bring in some activity into what is otherwise a passive setup, because they've already been very proactive on so many of these starts. But it's still not a vanilla position. And in terms of reading the game, this is not where 9Z would go if they could see the map.
Bomb carrier to set up grenades for this peak. Very deep positioning here for Magic. Ooh, Plat player goes down with nothing. AW has to activate. Now they know about him, and Luchov swings in, waiting for that trade position for Max to at least adjust. Keeps it even, 3v3, 30 seconds. Still, third piece of 9Z, nowhere to be found. You're toying with the corner, and Moon is not missing those kinds of moments.
Man, they had flashes. They didn't use them. Mayern's got a full kit of utility, drops this shot, and 3 players are up here.
Do you even want to commit to this, because you do not have time to get that bomb over to B, so Mayern has to second guess it and forfeit it, and it will be an 8th round Magic off the back of another single kill from Moon.
I mean, what was the plan there for DGT if he was going to stay in upper tunnels? If they had a lot of players to make sure that they could take the site, I get it, but when they started dropping, I think he's needed to start moving. Maybe if there was a cap play involved in this as well, they had a small chance of winning on low numbers, but for now, it's 9Z actually getting caught off by a great read. Double late long. 9Z haven't really tried it that often. I'm sure they were surprised to see how ready they were. Now, obviously, a lot of it comes down to AW putting together 2 kills where his teammate couldn't get 1. But those were unique spots to be held from, so not surprised the first one was free.
resistance for the 9Z pieces working their way through middle, so we keep our eyes on this long fight just in case Waso gets crazy. Without that presence, sure enough, 9Z come knocking on the door. This Moon op has been rock solid, but right now it's on 44 health, so a little limitation for him to have to stomach as we surpass that minute mark. Majority of Magic are over here. He snaps that into Luchov, sees a second, but there is already a player beyond it.
Oh,
Come on, Mayer to find impact. But Waso doesn't clear the corner. S-Fade's able to just still keep an eye on Cat, and so 9Z are corralled forward. They will take over the bomb site. Long-range duel, and S-Fade at the base of ramp even survives that test. We go 4 versus 2 for Magic, hanging on to another bomb site, but allowing a plant at least this time around. Mayern wants to punish that climb up. How long can he stay here staring at it? The smoke towards Catwalk helps him lock in, but now both dead already. AW comes through with the headshot, and Magic take a 9-round CT side.
And double layering from the pit and the ramp to make sure they were reinforced in case there was a swing was just class out of them. I mean, they could have tried to rush the retake knowing that they were up numbers, but obviously the thing they understood was that 9Z were the ones who needed to thin it down before they got that plant off because they would eventually lose. So really good play there by Magic. Excellent half from Moon. I mean, this team's got to be proud of themselves on stage. Everything went perfectly, and they're standing up against what is kind of an underrated giant of 9Z, especially from what we've seen from them so far.
You know what's cool is we can talk about the lack of experience for Magic and how much they would want to kind of hit the ground running here. It's nice to see AW, the one piece who has kind of gone through this experience with the ParaVision run back in Budapest and then coming into the next year before ParaVision decided to kind of put him on the chopping block. Step up tall, be that supportive piece alongside Moon, right? They're tethering over towards that A site was rock solid. And so while Moon hits all the shots and gives him that stand-up, pop-off moment on stage, if there's any guy here that's meant to kind of smooth out any issues, AW's got it rolling. S-Fade's calls were great, so was his individual level. It's hard to poke a hole in Magic after securing 9 rounds of a CT side on a map that maybe they didn't have to expect to play today, but truly seem ready for the challenge.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kills. Straight up here for 9Z. No heroes on that side of the server.
Yikes.
And open lines for DGT to the top of mid.
Aaron as well should be able to catch a glimpse out middle, right? That smoke didn't quite hit. Magic trying to deal with that. We'll see if any issues come through from their T side. Max in the open, trying to fall back slightly.
Luchov got headshotted.
Not all the way in.
Already considerable damage. Question of, are Magic going to overthink this situation? It's very hard to track 9Z's CT side because they're so floaty and they get in so many unique positions where they're constantly making these micro reads on where they think the T's are going to be approaching from, and so they're always in an off angle. They can be stacked. Sometimes they're going to be on a fast flank. Go down to 45 seconds. The only issue with that is that the next idea has to be the committed 2-1. One of the advantages of Dust2 is being able to change your mind. But this starts to become quite risky. If it does end up being mid B, well, then you can't complain. Okay, they need to go.
Something's got to happen. 9Z just banking on Max finding kills here, but it's allowed for them to swing out mid. Tunnel player starting to toy with the commitment as well. That keeps the plat player occupied. Both dead to the headshots. Wow. Oh, Magic's are on the fast track to victory now on Dust2. Moon's going to activate late, just confirming that 9Z were late to the party. AW's got MOUZ to try to bait them through, and beyond him here holding mid, sure enough, blindsides Mayern. And 9Z really had nothing to stand on in this pistol.
Damn, it's that unbelievable amount of patience. They really run the risk of taking the clock down after they do this full-on default, and I can't help but feel like that's a little bit of AW learning from James to make sure everything is perfect before you go. That's where the resource. Time is a resource. It's where you have the least amount of grenades, which is beneficial for the T side coming in. It runs the biggest risk, but it also adds the most pressure. And that sometimes can be playing with pressure, but you know, considering the teams that MongolZ regularly play against, this is the play style they don't run into.
Nope.
In South America, they don't waste time.
They're looking for MongolZ. I'll sit here holding our breath, anticipating a solid quarterfinal. Unfortunately for MongolZ, we talk about their most successful event being IEM Dallas 2024. They skipped to the semifinals, got blown out of the water. Not winning stage games is a bit of a curse. A queued up quarter today could have been their chance to shine, but things are starting to feel real sketchy.
A little bit for both sides inside of this round. It's nice to see for MongolZ that HEs are making the difference. In a default, even when they have a low buy, they kind of slipped the net. This fade looked like he's calling to get comfortable now that he's got this bit of map control. Mayern doesn't die holding them, but he does show a scout. And Mayern gets a scout kill as well, but he does it leaving B because he's dropped the bomb.
Got to take over that B site still with enough time to react. You can start to see MongolZ circling bomb like sharks, but
they're playing from outside, like inside of CT spawn.
Not really on it.
MongolZ
shows presence from inside of the door, so they know about him, but they'll also catch MOUZ through that smoke. Don't know what he did wrong to get clipped there, but now you've got MongolZ standing on the bomb, and a MOUZ Galil versus 3. He'll find one. Mayern's very low, but you could consider MOUZ also on the brink of death. He tries to scoop it up, and Mayern just finds 2 bogus kills from that smoke.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he was walking kind of backwards through the smoke to not show his gun so he could pick the bomb up and go back through the door, but got spotted. Not sure. Either way, MongolZ, it's a drop in the ocean, but it's also, I mean, to kick off a CT side, somewhere to begin. 6-round deficit for them. But again, the fact that this is one off of tactics like the double stack and lower with a nade to get a trade frag. And that's overall just a great round for Mayern after with that shot.
Okay. Not. I'll put a wrench in the works. You know, and there's that stat that the desk was anticipating. Prof bringing it up, that the conversion in the first 3 rounds can just be non-existent at times. Sure enough, pick up pistol, lose to the force buy. They avoided that bane back in the first half, but now it shows itself. They'll be stuck here with Moon on a single AK. Pistols for the rest. You go for that long timing, but because he fires now, MongolZ already know there's at least 1 rifle out here on the field for the Magic attempt.
The next few rounds, I think we'll have our questions answered about, you know, where MongolZ are at emotionally coming into the second half, because it feels like they aren't exactly themselves right now. A little low on kills, not really controlling everything on Dust2. Sometimes it takes a second to wake up.
Scout tries to post up, but they just miss timing. They've allowed players to get out. They don't like that.
You don't want to get too juggled here because, again, you lose Cat. You want to go back and get it. That's a little scary. Bomb. Look at the bomb. Where on earth is that bomb going?
Going S-Fade. Moon's interview, he said sometimes S-Fade just calls crazy things. He drops it on purpose to fake it at B.
But there are 2 guys rotating back over. It's literally a double fake.
What are you up to, brother? How much? Yeah, this guy hasn't slept.
And look, there's no CTs moving because what are you supposed to do with that comm?
Drops the bomb so Max can hear it.
After taking long control.
His teammates over, and now they're just all stagnant inside tunnels.
Because who would ever do that? A guy who hasn't slept
in a week. S-Fade takes that bomb possession back. AK freed up to go to the Cat challenge. They're going to try to swing out middle. Lo and behold, Luchov able to hang on with 15 health. AK starts to activate.
Wait,
bomb starting to push up Cat. You don't really have time for this. There's an AK still out here on the field hunting heads, and it's just not going to happen. A little lost in the sauce this round, our Magic, and they better not die after
Wait,
time.
they could! No! Wait, it said 9Z1. They barely got away with it? Yeah, they got the round.
Every frag at the end in the final milliseconds.
Oh, less than a second to actually lock that up. That would have been the most ludicrous way to win. They tried to exec up Cat after 13 seconds when we were about to call them geniuses for making this into a double fake towards B.
It's a 2v2 with 3 seconds left.
Oh my goodness.
Later.
That's a round where everybody thought they won.
Yep. Even Moon put his hands up in celebration.
They still get 5 kills with that, but damn.
So that's what the desk meant when they said that Magic will drag you into the mud.
Maybe they are South American. That's the art quote.
Just don't know it yet. Problem with that is that S-Fade's gonna think to himself, oh, I almost did it.
Well, I hope he tries it again.
Utility opened over the mid door. Nobody actually pressing into this for the moment. In terms of 9Z defense, there is a big gap out middle. Consistency on an A-lane is in position yet again. They show a bit of presence, 2 players there. They've gotten the B anchors to actually come fight middle instead. And jumping MP9 to find the opening.
Another dink.
Damage on Luchov, tough spot to hold. He will put the bomb in the dirt at the very least.
Careful coming through this.
AW's picked one up with the D. Guaso's dead, Mayern's popped, and it's gonna fall on DGT. Bomb still down, 12 seconds. Somebody's gotta sprint and grab this. There's no exceptions. And as it tries to go back to the window, it is moved to trade. Another messy moment, but this one comes up Magic.
And they're the ones who had nothing to lose. They were saving. They just had some deagles. That's such a massive play out of AW, and I can't believe they even got that first entry. No semblance of a hold, even though 9Z were aware that this frag was coming. They had 2 outside the site. One guy blowing open a smoke in on the mid-B setup. On paper, they may have been excited for this. Look how fast all the rotations are, and they still end up losing.
9 health Moon to find an 11th round on Magic's scoreboard. Now a Mayern scout with upgraded pistols, all 9Z are gonna have to play with.
9Z unfortunately shrinking here under the lights.
They just can't put their finger on the pulse of Magic, let alone try to pin them down. S-Fade's Cap Peak confirms 3 players there, but he'll give a gun over. If they can grab that M4, that'd be great for 9Z's chances of pulling off this force buy. Oh, it's just the MP7.
Like quickly readying up long protocols, just clearing out the door, but this is not going to necessarily work for them. Luchov is listening. He sees them running around. They've thrown a smoke right over his head, but they haven't pushed at all. And now he's readying that flank.
Thinking about a boost, but you can see it being predicted. AW holding for that pop-up at Huaso. If he stands up, he should be dead, but Huaso gets the frag. 5-7 flank starts to activate. The bomb just wants to get the hell out of here.
Moon gets tagged.
Mayern hits that. All of a sudden, Mozval and Tenzi, 2v4, no bomb possession. 30 seconds, and the SMGs continue to just press on in. 9Z's force buy also works.
Oh my god, no bomb possession is like the funniest comm this. It's like every round, no bomb possession. How are they gonna get the bomb back? You could never make it happen. Aren't you supposed to be at work?
One of us. Pistols now for Magic. Trying to figure out the funds, right? It's an awkward position. Nobody's got more than $2,000 really here for Magic, so gonna have to forfeit one. So it's 9Z get a little closer, and it also gives them chances to just kind of, I think, establish their game.
Yeah.
As, you know, chances.
They'll try, yeah, definitely, yeah.
To establish their game. Obviously, Magic have 9Z questioning reality. Oh, look at this. Look how heavy this B-lane is. They decide to force in. There's a bit of hesitation there for a moment, but Magic will come through with it.
Jump. He's too close. Okay.
Oh, that's awkward.
We'll miss a little bit of info, but again, they don't really care too much. Another anti-eco dropped in this map so far.
Player press off the catwalk with rifles. They've got a huge advantage in firepower here, but they're worried about the numbers. And honestly, cause for concern. Magic see that forward press, decide, I'm gonna look for this as well. AW's Mac 10 set up with a scout behind it. Just flush 9Z back onto their site.
Could be that their propensity to take their time is what could cost them also. Fade nearly getting spotted on its way up to Cat.
Smoke lands in 45 seconds.
Let's see if it scares them. They'll take any excuse to wait.
Got a smoke of their own for this execute as well.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit light over here for sure. I mean, don't have the op on Mayer.
You have Huaso head tucked in towards ramp,
nice
and
it's
the kill on AW. That helps, but there's still this flood of Magic players coming. And MOUZ Scout, capable, we'll call it. That's going to be the bomb plan. Oh, a dink off the pistol. Mayer is able to recover the Galil from there. S-Fade's dead, but the bomb is planted. Tenzi goes for the peak, and only one to his name. It's going to be a 7th round secured by 9Z. Again, trying to get their game on. They are closing that gap to what is now a 4-round lead still for Magic, who are now still kind of cash limited.
It's an excellent round for 9Z. It's scary, especially when Moon gets that scout shot in so easily. They also get towards the A site where there's no op, there's no third player who's playing Palm. It's a good round for that attack, and they don't even, they actually get the bomb planted. They don't lose it, they don't take too much time, but it's not enough to supplant a buy.
Nope.
And in fact, they're virtually looking to skip this round. One flash in.
Converting that round 2 rounds ago was drastic. Magic could have been sitting on 12, 9Z on the brink of another force. This game gets closed because of it. This round should never happen.
That's the one upgrade.
Finds a kill at least.
Single pistol. That was exchanged.
It's AW now 20-8 with that P250 kill.
Me and you, we're big AW guys. This is more of a pseudo tack than anything else. I mean, whatever they get, they'll be happy with.
One kill already, a bit more than 9Z would have wanted to offer over. We got a dink here on Huaso. It's there for the taking. Moon can't manage to finish it off though. And now we're gonna get an S-Fade charge towards the B site, stuffed by the M4, and 9Z able to convert this. 4 players standing tall. Magic have had to wait to come back with their gun rounds, and this next buy, still sitting on a comfortable 3-round lead. I don't think Magic are panicking just yet.
I guess the interesting part for them is that they can win any round, they can lose any round, as they've already shown in this map, as they've already shown in this tournament. So on the one hand, they get another buy, they're not going to feel super confident, but when they have to half buy, they might feel just as confident.
Moon's been leading in the op department. Won't be able to find a head-to-head this time. It's Rifles pressing beyond that cat play. But are Magic gonna be ready for this kind of a top mid aggression? I see grenades in S-Fade's hands. Now that Incendiary kind of announces it. All the more cautious suddenly.
Really watching for this peak. Bomb's trailing back, so without the support, I wonder if DGT can find a timing. He's gonna hear a jump here as they're readying their long take.
It's the right call with men out middle to go for the long control, and so Magic find that with no resistance.
This gets really scary for DGT though. As we can see, there's 2 players in lower tunnels. It looks like he has the power with the ability to flank, but look how intent they are on watching this. Gotta hate, though, that it's S-Fade who has to go back and throw utility when he's the straggler. Oh, no, they're actually... Oh, they were watching it the entire time, and they're still making it feel like long. They're still making it feel entirely like long. Whoa, nice attempt at tracking there for Moon. This one's pressure on Mayern, yeah.
Starting to leave. This isn't it. He gives
That's
up
actually,
that tunnel.
what a fantastic read of the map.
Smoke?
Yeah, that's messed up.
Like, if that's Mayern's smoke and then he leaves the bomb site, I mean, this is falling on him, and he is not even really going to get a chance to fire through. He'll pop it open, tries to catch them, but they also throw that flash just as an insurance policy.
This is such a great call. I mean, S-Fade, the entire time they know there's a push top mid, and so they have long control. They go, let's fake this. Bomb's going to walk back. They still keep 2 players there, but they know the entire time, even though no one has peeked or made noise behind that Molotov off of their preparation, that this is the setup. There was really no good way for MongolZ to read this. Everyone knows that it's so difficult to come down this way at long, re-clear it, get the confirmed information, and make the right move to rotate out of there. So actually, such a quality play here for Magic. They trick MongolZ. They suffer no deaths, and even though they only take 2 players out, it's for map point.
We'll give that rotation and that call all the credit it deserves, but if there was ever kind of a miraculous positioning that could have brought the round back into hand, it would have been Mayern being in that B site, maybe gets one of those op sequences. A smoke grenade that goes so deep, I mean, that's just the round done. You see all of Magic creep in front of it, find him as he just goes and repositions out middle.
I wish I could be more confident that he would have held it, but he throws this smoke, and even though they're right in front of it, I think he's still leaving, and I also think that even if he's there, he has an op. They're going to commit. They're going to commit, and he's going to get traded. At least maybe we could have seen a retake. Instead, we see a 4-round match.
Yeah, even if he is going to die, I think at this point, MongolZ would have just hoped he could have done anything. Open up the realm of possibility even. Instead, they just transition into a save call. They know they've got no footing in this. And so Magic will secure themselves 4 map points on MongolZ's map pick. It's an unorthodox game plan out of Magic and some ridiculous moments sprinkled in that just catches MongolZ off guard. They weren't ready for this. Confident in their Dust2 after dismantling the Falcons with a 13-1 victory. I would absolutely understand where that confidence on this map comes from. But it's the head-to-head versus Magic that makes things weird. And we've seen MongolZ try to stop this free fall, dig their heels in. So far, unable to stop Magic from getting to this 12th. Now all of a sudden, B-site's going to be wrapped around. We've got multiple bodies out middle. We've got utility trickling out through the tunnels. Mayern will find one, but the Doors player dies. And with it, S-Fade is going to leave it all on Max, who is not able to stop them. MongolZ comes through with the headshot. We've got a passive moment here for MOUZ, and that bomb's going to go down.
Oh man, retaking from the top of mid. This could turn MOUZ around if he's making a lot of noise.
They want to come fight this first. Perfect flash.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's a great read to get man advantage. MongolZ are forced to go and retake this bomb site.
No mollies left.
Moon has given us reasons to celebrate here in Astana, and he will be looking to lock it in from back plat, but more utility to fluster.
Oh, he has a spot to sit in.
He's got a small pocket to hang on to. MongolZ straight down beneath this window. Bomb is at 12 seconds. It's all on MongolZ, and a Mayern no-scope comes out. So the retake will come through.
Wow, they lock it up. A no-scope. And MongolZ pull off the retake. The flash from the top of mid to lower.
Great use.
What a massive call out. And it had to be a pop flash. If he turned from that, he was just going to get someone killed. That's so sound out of MongolZ. Unfortunately, Max has been struggling too. He's only got 4 kills. One more in that hold, and they really have an easier round. And another nice shot out of Mayern with his op.
Magic's money doesn't betray them. They will come right back with an op on Moon as well. It's full force here in round 22. Oof, Luchov takes damage though. He'll be lucky to still be alive and try to find impact as he sits on 10 kills at the moment.
think they want any excuse to try that again, I won't lie. It was a little scary for 9Z how they slipped out middle and no one was there watching it.
Mayern's got a free angle towards mid. S-Fade trying to get between the utility. And we saw that flashbang connect to DGT, so he gives up the angle here on Cat, and that gives S-Fade a little space, a little more info, and still plenty of time to try to call this one to perfection. Met by a smoke at 55 seconds on the catwalk, however. We get this utility usage out of Magic as they smoke off CT spawn. An additional smoke to the left side of mid. That's going to keep your window player occupied.
Yeah, they are going to try it again.
They could group up inside of that, and suddenly Mayern's going to have multiple bodies coming his way. It's going to be a responsibility picked up by Max instead. Dead with 4 kills. It is all Mayern now. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Oh, he wants support from middle. And the spam comes through. It slows it down, and he's able to react. 2 kills out of Mayern here is massive. We've got low health bars on the majority of the players still alive. And now Moon picks one off. Catching you on that rotate. 12 seconds left. Bomb is on site, but it's going to get dived by DGT.
Oh,
and the battle of the offers comes up Moon. 9Z eclipsed by Magic in this one. They lose their map pick, and the hometown hero closes.
She said she loves
losing 2 ecos and still closed it. So now that we switch over to Mirage, we know that it has to be a bit about the stage, that 9Z couldn't perform as well on Dust2. We know that they could do better than that. They already showed us how much better they could do. And now they'll have a second chance. But the series, it already tips heavily in favor of the team, who are now on their map pick. And Moon, he's here to play and impress you at home.
Yeah.
He did a fantastic job back on Dust2, had the final word with his op shot, and definitely jumped off the page, and I think loves this LAN environment.
Certainly rode the hype off of some of those op shots. Let 9Z know that he's across the server from them and ready to try and take this on to the semis. We get a full-blown execute out of Magic's T side onto the A bomb site. It's a deep connector jungle smoke, but there's a lot of bodies here for 9Z. They're gonna collect headshots. Nothing but headshots. All 5 members of Magic slain on the attempt to take A.
That's way better here for 9Z. They kick off with a pistol, very clean from Mayern. And to be honest, I thought that there was going to be a huge issue with both oppers coming into the last map, but Mayern was actually quite good. Moon just stood out even more than he did in his recent performances. And I think it's nice to see that the ops had the impact that they did. It won't be the first time that Magic lose a pistol and have to run with scraps to try to make something happen. 9Z know that they're not through it just yet. I think Magic were criticized, you know, I think jokingly about how much chaos is, how they can lose like almost any given situation. But also, they were very good about some of their protocols and setups. They were very creative and very smart at the same time about how they dealt with it. And I think, you know, losing rounds that you're not supposed to is going to happen when you're at their ranking and when everything's fresh. But the confidence that they had to keep going and still commit to all of their game plans and bring in that unique style that was also very aggressive, I think is the reason that they ultimately won. I said it the other day, but I felt that this draw for 9Z is actually one of the worst ones in playoffs. Even though there's so many strong teams here, it's the strong teams that 9Z looked very comfortable versus. And everybody knows that down in the tier 2 and 3 and when the rankings get lower, that it's not the CS that necessarily drops off. I mean, the confidence might even come up, but there's more to prepare for. There's less familiarity. And for 9Z, they built a brand off of impressing when they need to punch up.
Sort of being the giant killers themselves, and we talked about a lot of favoritism actually on the desk, you know? I had to think this one very much painted in 9Z's favor, said he couldn't see a way in really for Magic, and that's just it. It's when 9Z kind of had that pressure on them, cracking a few awkward rounds, and Magic just within that chaos of it all. So can they do it again here on Mirage? Their map pick. Time will tell, but for now it's just Glocks across the board for Magic. Massive setup top middle. MongolZ a chance to kind of just regain familiarity with the game.
They did not get past the front gate trying to get into the A play because it was such a clean pistol for MongolZ, so they'll look to this round to, if they're lucky, score 2 kills. If they hit the lottery, get a bomb plant.
S-Fade's actually crawled up underneath this window unnoticed. Mayern stomping around, so yeah, there's for sure a chance to blindside somebody. It's awkward to get the kill here. Catch him on the fallback with the Glock headshot for 50. MongolZ just retreat ever so slightly, give that space over, you know, just really put distance between you and pistols. Makes it all the more likely you can just clean up, but here's 2 kills.
Well, okay, that is, in fact, 2 frags. Now, bomb again, unlikely it gets retrieved, and MOUZ just wants to make sure if they need an upgrade, they can find it.
And to keep both these FAMASes into the next one, but there we have it. They'll go running, scrambling to try to catch the M4. Don't think they're going to find it up there.
No, it fell, actually, so.
They didn't get it.
Oh, they still didn't go get it. 2 FAMASes and their M4. 3 rifles saved into the next round. It's a little scary to lose anybody to Glocks, but it's not the end of the world. Magic wait patiently, come into their buy. And we'll see if it helps out that Wasso and Max still only have those. S-Fade, ooh. Took a straight bullet through the smoke, good spam. DGT was gonna catch him off anyways.
Tenzi's the first to die in the gun round.
That's
AW is not your answer.
I can't even believe he attempted to fight there instead of making sure he could recover his vision first. AW was a threat back on Dust2.
Finished the first map with a 1.51 rating, top performing player of Magic on that opening map, and a driving force to stealing away MongolZ's map pick. So for him to keep this first gun round alive is nice. We get this push forward towards ramp, and we'll see what MOUZ can do about it.
What a big gap. Max is still watching it. He's holding the window timer, has no idea that cat could be taken. Yeah, he could actually just get peeked.
Double back over.
Yeah, AW picks his timing perfectly, and because he's off of ladder room, there's no telling if it's going to be the A or B play right now, but DGT is pushed. We just know that Magic can come in slowly, way later.
This Wasso Mayern situation over towards triple. I mean, that's a perfectly placed volley.
That's so good.
Wasso gets the bomb dropped, 30 seconds on it. He'll go for the AK play. We get this push out of Magic, and the fact that he's got a smoke to cut them off, they're going to have to scramble through. If they want to just take this Hail Mary moment and try to go through together.
They have a nade.
They'll pop it wide. Try to take the duel, the lineup. Yeah, easy for Wasso Peak, who takes control of the ramp, gets 3 kills in the round, and puts MongolZ up to that 3-0 start.
Bomb possession, once again, a problem for Magic, and it's always because it's a combination of dropping the bomb and not having a lot of time. If you have a lot of time, you can wait out any smoke. You can coordinate a flank. When you don't have a lot of time, you have to take a risk. And so we get the best of the round that wholly exemplifies what Magic are all about. A team that, you know, move smart tactically, play with the clock a lot, and often lose the bomb. Scary here for DGT.
Oh, hello.
Whoa, he got them both.
What a shot.
He got them both?
How? How does S-Fade snap that Tech-9 down for the second? How?
That upgrade instantly comes to AW. Now it's an entirety of mid-control 1. Gun upgrades here. I have no idea how he adjusted for that flick after working a little bit to get the first one. Now MongolZ are on notice.
Not comfortable at the moment, would love to try to pick somebody off this round, but no sir, Dink comes through.
Yeah, time to get out of there now.
Stuck on 10 health, his teammates send flashes over. Moon's just looking to try to punish any saves, but that A-bomb site now belongs to Magic. And so it's not the first gun round that works out, but rather a couple Tech-9s sprinkled into the next one.
MongolZ are gonna wait around to see if there's some kind of mistake. Wasso Peak looking for a duel, but won't find it. Magic look nervous for some reason, but they have full map control. It's truly them just trying to get this op away, and they'll get cut off at the cross AW. It was a great chance to actually make this very scary for 9Z, but saving with 3 is not too bad. I guess because it's just the Tech 9, why not see if you can send a couple bullets out towards the exiting players. Magic on the board due to one man. That's the IGL of Magic with the Tech 9 2K. Crazy second shot.
Especially because that first kill was a bit labored, and he never kind of panicked and just kind of left it to be to try to get the underpass kill, which
I think
he
it
knew
was
was coming
DDT
his
who was
way.
scared.
Yeah, right. It's reason to be. So hell of a couple shots out of S-Fade. His first 2 kills of the map. We saw his impact over on Dust2. Now caught with a grenade out. It's Tenzi. Wide swing into the rifles. S-Fade's traded. DGT tries to find cover. He's got a challenge. As it comes out through that ramp, it's Mayern with a missed shot towards that ramp, and I'm sick of saying it. Luchov inside a sandwich has got the blind side. He slips down into them. It's a 1v3 for AW. Big clutch factor from this player, but blindsided by that MP9. And it is chaotic by 9Z within all of that to get right back to winning ways.
Yeah, a lot of forward-facing positioning towards the A ramp. The trade's coming down, and we've got a very emphatic S-Fade. I don't know, talking about the last round or the next. Yeah, 2 of the greatest oppers to start with Mo here in playoffs.
Love that your filters get more and more specific.
Actually, 3 of them. Molodoy, Monacy, boom.
To scratch their heads and piece together the math for this one. Magic coming in with 2 AKs, upgraded pistols, lots of grenades still. But if you're new to watching Magic, these are the kinds of rounds they find lifelines within. So keep your eyes peeled. Luchov with a great job slipping down into sandwich last round. Shot sailed through the top mid-smoke. AW announces that he is indeed out here, eats a flash. Doesn't find anybody actually trying to challenge off of the catwalk, so plenty of work still to do for Magic, but both teams kind of forego middle for now.
It already feels like we just want to go right into their same hit. I'll look for that moment where 9Z say, okay, well, let's just figure out what's going on at mid, and then let's go into something else. I feel like it's kind of perfect for 9Z. They know the full exec is coming, one side or the other.
Oswald's got a molly to kind of burn out Huaso. Mayern's throwing utility as this starts to emerge. Blinded, he will still clip Tenzi off the play. Huaso Peak pulled back, but there's no real space made by Magic off of that one. They will find a damage on Mayern. DGT and Huaso Peak then activate with rifles, and it seems to only be Mayern going down. Sure, Moon, best efforts will catch Huaso Peak, but it's still majority up for 9Z as this 5-1 CT lead keeps growing.
It's everything we wanted to see back on Dust2 finally happening. So yeah, maybe 9Z have shaken it off. Really impressive play so far between the spacing and positioning and trading. They're getting the spam kills, they're playing off each other. The HE and utility usage looks on point.
the underpass peak, but you do step into that Galil. Right now you know the rifle's out here. That looming threat that Magic could still pull off the unthinkable. And Max has had this affinity to get up inside the apartments. Loves getting off of the bomb site just for that extra space. A little more confident in their ability to kind of leave him here. And he's going to play in front of a smoke right now. So 9Z freed up to move that third piece over to the A site where Magic clearly tend to rotate. What we don't want to see is that bomb get cut off again. So it waits to join forces. S-Fade alongside it now.
Want to send it over with some utility. At 35 seconds, why wouldn't you use your smoke? You don't need a lot of information to make that choice, and there's no lamp flash, so the push comes out, but he doesn't get a kill. He sees the guy back in CT spawn first.
Scares the hell out of Huaso Peak, but doesn't deal with him. It's gonna be Moon instead to catch that kill. And then the wide swing out through Palace, clipped off by Mayer, and AW trying to keep the positioning fresh as he just slides down off boxes. And a hell of an effort with one Galil in the round. Still 3 kills to try to keep 9Z honest, but this defense is clearly pulling ahead.
Yeah, it's looking awesome now. I mean, this is the gap that we expected to see coming into this game. Maybe Magic fighting back to go up against 9Z. But not even this half is over, even though it's a good start here for 9Z. Magic picked this map. They have pressed us on their opponent's map choice. We know they've got tricks up for in store. 10Z hit low.
Good job floating around this fight. AW has looked for this duel multiple times. Don't be shocked if he comes wide swinging. MOUZ inside Palace isn't concerned about this left side walk up, so Huaso Peak. Oh, nice adjustment out of MOUZ.
Damn. That's Huaso, who just thought there was no one there, basically going that wide around the pillar. He blows this smoke open. He might get a surprise, honestly.
Climb up and over that, stomp away as well. S-Fade knows he's on the chase, but he's also losing teammates in the process. Ooh, still able to punch up close. Almost draws in a second, but Luchop's gonna survive that, find a second kill. Here comes the MOUZ challenge out Palace. And you've got 10Z activating bottom middle. Beautiful couple of kills. AW's got the smoke cover, and Magic just sit back and let 9Z step into their own demise.
I really couldn't even make heads or tails of that position, to be honest. I'm not surprised 9Z get caught off. That's the first 2 kills out of 10Z so far. Mirage leading to direct impact on the round outcome. Perfect to catch the lurks. Barys, yeah, it's not looking fantastic here for 9Z. But Mayer is having a good series on stage.
Moon scours the
There's
field.
a good kill. Takes out Moon head to head.
This time we've actually got footwork from 9Z top middle. This is a portion of the map they have not been able to find often. Usually leaning back to Cat Connector, but missed chance for Mayer to collect a second kill this round. That's going to be confirmation on S-Fade. It brings DGT back, and you see how that top mid push that Magic aren't used to comes back to bite them. Now, Huaso's pistol limitation may never be called on. Mayern's got a sequence going.
Nice,
so
Mayer.
much so that he finishes off with just the pistol. A quad kill out of Mayern, his 11th frag collected to close that out, and now the top performing 9Z player as they're right back to winning ways.
That'll be the capstone round for him, who has been kind of lackluster, but these are the maps that matter the most, and it's, again, great to see that it's both him and Moon who are delivering, but right now it's back-to-back maps for Mayer. Far fewer shots getting missed by him. They're really just controlling A ramp so well. But no matter what portion of the round that it's going to be that Magic want to come out of it, 9Z have fully tried to organize themselves to deal with every portion of the round towards A ramp. This is early on. We've seen them come out late through a smoke where it's covered. got the perfect read on what Magic want to do.
And a slight adjustment with the top middle push to just evolve the mid play and devolve the momentum out of Magic. Now, DGT loses vision early, AW right back to the similar antics, and worried about more of this mid aggression. He just keeps on spamming those smokes and trying to dodge damage back his way. Very loose play top middle as another nade comes out. DGT takes up position behind that smoke late just to quickly check the underpass, which he finds vacant.
Participate in this fight towards top mid, but they don't overcommit. W has won it once versus Cat when he ate the flash. Virtually every other round there hasn't been a target there. Looks finally like this side of the map will get some love.
Been a long time coming. It's B-side about to get hit by Util. Max is ready. We've seen him try to push into this, but little labor to get out the window's fine. Max has got his double. Fresh gun for him, and Tenzi, it's just the one frag. So a single set of feet out of Magic hits that B-site, and it only ends up wrapping up Max, who holds his nerve, holds his own, holds the line, and pushes MOUZ to the 1v4 at 25 seconds. Bomb's right there, but so are so many MongolZ players. His stop shot gives him a chance to hit the ground, but they're ready to swing, and Mayern's not gonna miss that second. His 12th kill now collected. We've had a lot of criticisms for Mayern's opping throughout this week in general. In fact, the desk again highlighting the shortcomings of both these teams' oppers. Well, lo and behold, Moon back on map 1 finally has probably his best map here in Astana, and it's looking like Mayern's gonna try to replicate that in the second map of this series. And you look at the round history, only 2 on the board for Magic. I'm not looking at a single bomb plant in any of the 7 rounds MongolZ have won.
And that bomb is slippery when it comes to Magic. They just do not have control of it all the time. They have trouble, especially with the clock, and so they can win off elimination more easily, more consistently, and we're not surprised to see it. So finally, this duel, it comes after so many rounds of there not being that much presence out of Luchov. He just knows when to fight and when to pull back. He's 11-5 on this map too. AW is a weapon in the mid to late round, so it's going to be a little bit more annoying here when S-Fade thinks, how do we maximize our potential? Down a player. And it feels like very tunnel visioned on the thought of trying to make A work.
On the hunt again. Ooh, takes a shot to the face. Both Mayern and Luchov dangerously low, and Huaso's dead already. Doesn't look like you're gonna stop Magic from getting inside of this A site.
Bomb gets
Mayern
dropped.
Still tries to press his luck.
Oh.
And from the bottom of the health bar, 3 kills on Mayern.
It's the jackpot for Mayern.
Slick sequence. Back turn to Luchov to close out, and he is now taking over this game.
That's one hell of a half out of him, and that should have been a guaranteed bomb plant. And a likely round win after they got that bomb crossing connector, but Mayern stopped it all. Oh, that was the bomb crossing. Damn.
One bullet hits Mayern, he's done for. Clips all 3 on that bomb site. And it'll send Magic spiraling into Galil City on this final round of the half. 2 rounds to their T side, not a single bomb plant in the other 9. The gap between these teams as we switch to the second map of the series is massive, and we know what MongolZ are obviously capable of on Ancient, so they have tapped into the potential I think a lot of people saw coming and were hoping for if you were cheering for MongolZ in this quarterfinal today. We just didn't know if we were going to get it realized after how scrappy and messy some of those Dust2 moments were. Why not now? Took MongolZ 2 years to get themselves back to a stage opportunity like this one. And we were scared for a second that they were just gonna flop it yet again. Made into connector will give Mayern a line, but he slides off of the ticket. You've got Magic on the brink of committing to this bomb site. Few pieces of utility left for the commitment. Here it comes. Blinding Mayern to start it off does give you a chance to progress to the bricks. They've got Wasso dead, but Mayern is just omnipresent, always here within this A site. Losing teammates left, right, and center, but he is still hanging on, and he'll come through with another multi-kill. Mayern's the man, with the double digits secured off that, yet again, rock-solid A defense.
Well, and all doubts put to bed as we get on stage. He dominated, and a huge reason that he had the chances was Magic were trying to make this an A-centric attack. Every single round they were coming here, whether it was through connector, A ramp, early, mid, late round, it didn't matter. They were putting the full test on him. He passed almost every single time and was the main reason he denied Magic from winning more rounds.
It's 3 opening successful duels the way of Magic. 2 rounds off of it. As said, no plants elsewhere. I mean, you couldn't have looked for a much flatter half. And it kind of had all the makings of it. Oh. Huh?
Is that S-Fade?
And they had 5 headshots in that pistol on the A site, and it got shut down as quick as it did. That was a little foreshadowing for just how difficult of a T-side Magic we're about to have. See if 9Z can just wrap this one up when you again think back to the desk that Prof highlighted, or the stat that he highlighted, with Magic's inability to truly get these 3-0 starts going. I mean, in a moment like this, that could spell disaster even if they win with this push down ramp.
We're in store for an interesting round. Bombs drop back, but they're readying almost what looks like a fake, and S-Fade will call out this fake entirely, but it's weird because, again, they did not pick the bomb up, so there's no entrance right now into B. The CTs are starting to freak out.
Couple players to climb up through the window. Bond
but there's
is
more,
going B.
And there is more to this right now. Mid-control, window control's taken.
Oswald just looking for something to hold on to at that B site. He will find DGT first. That's not the bomb. Is he gonna think that's a solo lurk? Luchop's been found out inside connector. Things get very stringy. But with Mayern surrounded, oh my God, 2-tap into Mozval. Bomb's being planted B.
Yeah, he's on it.
They are coming for him, and he will cut down half of the pack. But that opened a door for Huasso Pete to not only put that bomb down, also get off to an unbeknownst position, and they missed that window jump. So it's just that little bit more time for 9Z to bank on Huasso to try and close this.
He kind of just needs 1 kill, and then
Like
he can
that.
leave, yeah.
Gets back into the cover, AW hoping he'll go for the repeat. He could just play positioning. Bombs at 13 seconds. He draws him into the marketplace and ends this. Mayern set it up with the triple kill. Gets that bomb down uncontested, and now all 9Z have to do is seal the deal with a conversion off this pistol.
They did everything right to actually win this pistol round. The call out on the push, every kill to follow until Mayern answered back with 2. Is that S-Fade?
Oh, we're still trying to find him. A slick shot from Mayern, and he just draws everybody on him. Guarantees the bomb plant and forces Magic's hand to come through with a force buy now.
It's the perfect time to have an absolute life game to wake your team up.
Mayern just steps outside in between these maps, decides the slump is over. Suppresses 21 kills in 13 rounds of play. Now it's just about not tripping over your own 2 feet. 4 SMGs out here for Magic. Obviously getting what they can to try to stave this off. There hasn't really been any open movement towards this B site. Smoke's gonna fade and Mozval's gonna have his hands full. That's for damn sure. We start to see a bit of a move from Magic over this direction. S-Fade kind of climbing out. He's looking to put down another smoke, but will it come down a little too late? Will they just kind of slam their way through this? Is that the plan? 9Z also banking on a fake over towards that A site. And sure enough, smoke lands here in the middle of the pack. Max still good for his one. AW's gun's about to go dry. He's got 12 shots left, 3 players around him, and he's not able to do anything else about it. S-Fade to emerge out through this market door, goes unnoticed. And can he strike while the bomb's being planted? No. By the time he makes his move, he's the last man standing at a 1v4, 9Z on the highway to Ancient, because this is now 12-2.
Just about perfect, and the fact that they're not dropping these mechanical moments where there's not much thinking involved. They just have to outduel someone. They might be dropping off a ledge or swinging or having to escort a bomb, but the fact that they're getting away with all these, that was all missing on Dust2. It's all different now here for 9Z. About to really show everyone who's just tuning in for playoffs what they showed us in the last week.
9Z took down big names on the way to the playoffs. They slide through 3-0. They maul the Falcons in the final map that we get to see them within the group stage. That 13-1 Dust2 victory was supposed to set the tone for today's opener. And now it's just about a recovery mission for 9Z. And Mirage is a massive recovery so far in this fashion. Just got to churn through this last force buy out of Magic. And MOUZ is going to try to fight this tooth and nail. But DGT gets his number, and the bomb will soon be scooped up. And right now, Luchov's got this S-Fade occupied down towards middle. 10C's clipped, and S-Fade 21 health for a 1 versus 3. We'll be left wondering what the hell happened to Magic between these two maps. 9Z are not going to let these nightmares come to fruition again. A masterclass on Mirage. And that is a chill down Magic's spine as suddenly this quarterfinal is in question.
She said she loves you.
But she can't love me.
But
On bigger scalps, everything's starting to point the direction that 9Z have stabilized in this quarterfinal.
This is pretty much the best place they could go for a third map. Mayern has gotten them here after everybody really struggled on Dust2. It wasn't the best form that they could have shown, but now they're here to play. They want to steal this one away from Moon in front of this crowd. And they might make it look easy if they just live up to their numbers, because their comfort on Ancient is remarkable. Ooh, TZ saw nothing.
They were crouching. 10Z was hoping for information, but they are still going to drop it over.
Did he see it?
I didn't think so, but clearly with this rotate, never mind. There was definitely some instance of confirmation. There's bodies outside that site, so 10Z tucks back into big box. Moon's got the double Berettas over towards the donut exit. There's the wide swing in from Huaso.
There's that comfort.
He'll collect the 2 kills. So 9Z off to the races within this pistol, quickly sweeping Magic's A site under the rug.
This fits their playstyle so nicely to just swoop in like this onto sites. They can do it on both halves of the map. And a 3-on-5 retake to take this pistol back feels so unlikely.
Mayern finds S-Fade in sight. Just worried about that temple push now, and nothing to really be worried about when only one player drops on the 9Z side. They are taking that stomp, and stomp is the emphasis of Mirage and rolling immediately here into Ancient.
It must have felt incredibly disheartening to have dropped Dust2. I mean, even if we think about 9Z moving on from this series, they gotta be scared about how they kicked off a series in quarters, but also first one of the whole playoffs. If it doesn't happen again, it doesn't matter. But it's not as if the Magic can't play Ancient. It's just they don't have the same pedigree.
Nades go over top of lane. Can be lethal force buys. 9Z have to be cautious about that. Huaso peeks about to find a challenge deep inside T-spawn. He's got the advantage of the Galil versus what they brought to the table.
It's gonna be hard. I mean, they could just try to go through this if they want to, but they've got to kind of justify it.
Surely they're feeling corralled. You can still smoke off the back lane, try to push the issue. MOUZ finds a pocket to play in, looks to peek off Pillar. Max has got him dead. Desert Eagle dead with nothing. 4 pistols where the first 2 came from. They'll swing out that cave. Mac 10's empty, but the recovery's all good. There is still a lot of damage dealt within the carnage of that. And so can S-Fade's 30 health be enough? No. Huaso peek feels and senses that smoke's occupied, and sure enough, MongolZ just kind of forcing their hand into that B bomb site to convert the pistol for a second.
It's a small playground, that B site. And, you know, even if, again, they think it's being stacked, or they know the elbow players got spotted, at least they're not also already jumping up heaven and starting the flank right away. So they said if we go now, it's fine. We don't have to overcomplicate the situation. We saw two pushing around. But if the other players haven't made it over to B for the stack and they just got the info, then there's still a window of opportunity. I like when teams think like that. This is what's supposed to be the farm round for MongolZ. Although MOUZ has that M4. It was up front.
Also spots the challenge.
That's
MOUZ
that gun down.
And with it, so should the hopes of Magic's force buy in round 3.
So swift and confident so far.
It's got shades of Mirage kind of written all across it. And I think it is really going to kind of take an uptick out of Magic to stop MongolZ's confidence from boiling over from that Mirage stomp into this third map. I think MongolZ should be just as confident on Ancient than they would have been on Mirage, if not more so. And you give them that runway, you give them the chance to power up, you give Mayer an opportunity to highlight his ability. Again, career highest LAN rating 1 map ago.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of maps, and you know that was definitely a life game moment. But it's just such a good sign for him that it's like in the rare playoff stage game in front of a crowd that we see that MongolZ get the opportunity to play with. So that's lovely. Now we talked a lot about Moon back on the first map, and he was actually fantastic. Now we're CT side Ancient. He's going to be picking up an op. Time for him to play.
Guns in hand for the first time. Tenzi's going to swing. Got the first kill on Wasso. Stuck behind the box was Luchov.
But Luchov, yeah, that's a second kill.
It's AW in the meantime also died. That was that attempted cave push that came through from Magic. So they throw a body off the B site to try to add itself to the mid-hold. Obviously, that's going to give MongolZ information that you've lost a number over on B.
See, it feels okay that you come out 2-2 on trades, but also the CT's a little pressure to make a move.
Oswald, top of the ramp, has got 2 guns trained on this peak. Yeah, he's dead with nothing. Maybe Tenzi catches you off, but no, Mayer an insta-headshot. Smoke in front of the short lane, but he doesn't wait for it to pop, and so Max gets clipped, and a Moon 1v3 is 1 kill in already.
Yeah, I don't know if he's really thinking about going for this. We'll see. He can walk it around, but I think with the op to say, let's see. I think he's coming in no kit here.
Which is closer.
Doesn't see the cave setup. That'll
no
be too
kid.
much, yeah.
So bomb at the 15-second point, no entry. Maybe he catches a kill in cave, he could throw the Hail Mary at it. But in this one, it's going to be the 4-0 MongolZ start. Again, good clash in middle. You can see Magic signing up for those fights, but it's the fact that the cave push dies that really just leads MongolZ to one of the 2 sites. Because if you're in a 3 versus 3 and you know you've peeled one off B already,
and
why not play the numbers?
That micro on that peak towards Banana, like the idea to go for the push could have been great. It could have been great, and they even started to leave A entirely to make sure they could lock it down on B. But what happened instead was sort of a shoulder that gave away his body but didn't give him vision at first, and all that happened was that got him killed. And then we look at the MongolZ reps they've got, their win over MOUZ, like they're going to be way more confident at punishing those moves because they've already done it versus such strong teams.
Gonna charge back out into middle, gonna catch you unprepared.
Okay, Max.
Is the jump up from S.
Okay, Max.
He'll catch the headshot as well onto Moon, and just like that, you'll have MongolZ storming towards this A site and a 4-0 T side start. And P9 of AW, it's a recovery mission that gets denied. This round is done before you realize, and Magic had brought something to the table to try to compete, but they'll be left with sub $4,000 on most. And I'm sure they feel like this game is in a free fall.
That's why I call him Max Never Stopping, because I think he literally did it for that one. Sometimes models can tell you different, but nope, he was running the whole way. terms of fast round, that's as beautiful as it gets.
Gonna go right back at it until Magic show 9Z. They've got a reason to stop. I don't think they will stop. S-Fade tucks into the donut. A main belongs to Luchov. Only a 10Z MP9 up here on green. Luchov's got to react to it, but the SMG finds the headshot. Good start for Magic at least.
No chance to answer back whatsoever, even though the bomb trails slightly behind to the same position. They know there's no push inside of A main itself. Fade's in a fine position. He has a smoke to work with as well. Every player on the map for Magic seems to know how to cover this perfectly, because S-Fade's in a spot to cover any kind of window timing. All of Donut is clean, and then the rest were over towards A. But 9Z very wisely avoid this gambit. Now Magic want to know that this is all totally clean. Rotation's gonna come out, but we've seen this situation before. If they don't get comfortable in the site, they can still lose multiple entries at once.
CT's opt to smoke off cave just in case, but it was a foot spotted, right? Wasso, he's been found out by Magic. He'll be killed pretty quickly. It's gonna be a Hail Mary bomb plant here for Max. Can the cover really happen? No, MP9's gonna blindside too. Nicely done by Magic. There's a lot of rounds there that they would have loved to have contended with, but at least when they finally put one on the scoreboard, it comes through convincingly.
That's a lovely answer from the team that didn't have the expectation of making it into playoffs. Starting a little slow in back-to-back maps, but in terms of how they read the map, where they got the first kill, what they did with information, they kept moving it forward. Clearly, communication was still good. Scary part about this game is they want to participate in the mid engagements, but 9Z are so overwhelmingly confident that it feels like they're getting out there faster, that they're crossing mid way too quickly for Magic to deal with, and even though they like a little bit of chaos themselves, I can't help but feel like they're worried about trying that again.
There's no doubt that it's going to take more than just one round to put a real dent in that 9Z confidence. So stay alert. Iron, top box, scoped in now, has Mozval pinned to the right side, spots him as well, but at least that information goes both ways.
He got spotted. No one else is going to give him peek, surely.
Throw a flash at it to disassemble. That's a tough one for AW. That was a wallbang out of Wasso peek that nearly kills AW, and the second volley of gunfire almost ends him.
Can't believe he did that much damage from so far away.
Look at this A positioning, though, out of Magic. Whatever they've sensed.
It's not real, though, is it?
Not yet.
Oh, they're flashing donut in. Okay.
Bomb starting to trail this direction. S-Fade into the donut. 10Z's grenade doesn't go deep enough to actually pop open Red Room, and now they're going to find S-Fade exposed, standing there, primed for the taking by Wasso Peak's hand. But you're right, the bomb doesn't go A, and AW is going to confirm that. Unfortunately, low health, and so Wasso's body shot gets it opened up. You've got Red Room control from Luchov, confirming that Magic are on this scramble rotation, and now they'll be lucky, desperate to just get out of here with a save.
It's kind of a checkmate position. I mean, if they could kill Luchov, but they don't even know if another guy is coming out of mid. Bomb gets planted safely. It's a perfect call. A lot of good individual moments coming out of this. Starting with Wasso breaking open that donut smoke after Magic decided, okay, it's time to start flanking B. This is what 9Z will ultimately want. It was true until those flankers died. Confidence in the read of the maps and the punish game is so strong here for 9Z. Magic are going to need some tricks, but the deck is stacked against them right now.
Terrorists win.
Money's flowing for Magic to maybe get a late resurgence into this half, but with the comfort that MongolZ have, and even this round where it does require a bit of back and forth, right? It's not an opening game plan that just sticks the landing. It's not that charge out middle for the 2K, end on A in 20 seconds. No, you had MongolZ thinking. The problem there for Magic is that MongolZ very sharp on this map, and that round, oh, it's a testament to it. The double nade on S-Fade, just trying to position here in middle, has now already got him down to 50 health.
Love that counter utility. And they're actually banking on Magic not being scared of going for mid, so they're right about it.
Ooh, spotted.
It's a real feel-out position here for MongolZ. They've kind of imposed their will on a few of these rounds. Been very aggressive about their map control. And now I want to see what Magic do when they're giving some space.
MongolZ would have seen that somebody was in that red room. Will they consider it to be the op if anybody ends up crawling out middle? And I mean, Magic, you saw that body, but now you still got to kind of keep the round active. So we see this movement out through Donut. They're finding a ton of open space, but this is all while MongolZ prime the commitment to the bomb site.
Yeah, there's been so many mid flanks. I feel like even though that this is coming out, you got to be worried that eventually it's going to be watched.
But a smoke down, top ramp, that's going to be a little awkward for MongolZ to try to bust down. We're getting this utility burned out of Magic, but we also have this climb up. And MongolZ seem none the wiser to this kind of a mid push. A certain vacancy that catches Hwaso Peak off guard. Luchop's taking over the A site. This could scramble CT's back. It's majority towards A for the moment. MongolZ go, try to clear flank and just feed a couple kills back the way of Magic. MOUZ on a smoke fade. It's meant to be covered, but this round just gets away from MongolZ. Okay. It's another moment, just like the first one Magic win, where all 5 players live.
They play it to just not be conditioned, and they get mid-control like they're looking for. So the plan backfires a little bit, offering up some space almost to try to scare them into not actually going for it, but they are just as quick about the flank. I thought they were going to be very reserved, and maybe the B site would get taken, then it would turn into a retake, but no. Love to see that kind of play from Magic on the stage. 2 CT rounds, half's not over. We're looking for a close game to end this series because both these teams have impressed us to get here. And it would be a total shame if it was a shutout one way or the other.
Looking to simplify things again, setting themselves up outside this B site. It's too far.
Man, they relied on that. That was just all off the audio. MOUZ has no idea what he's done.
Look at the rotation in from Moon. It's dead already. He's just going to drop a smoke in front of him. It's going to cause AW to scramble. He will find at least his one. And then Tenzi's catching Luchon. MOUZ outside of the smoke. Got himself the double. It's very low HP. And Mayern's been incredible form, but all he's got is this Glock. He's going to try to press into MOUZ and obviously loses. What an awkward sequence at the end of this round for Magic to find consecutive ones.
Yeah, just the middle of the site smoke. And MOUZ, man, the audio that they used to get into the site, that was such a crazy good move out of Max. Riding up the right side wall after hearing that the jump spots had been canceled. That was a real beautiful move out of him, but just completing and executing is obviously the difficult part.
Now we can put a pin in it. Now MongolZ don't look as flawless as they did when they kicked off this map.
Yeah, and Magic are really into this half.
And they built up a huge bank account in the process because of all that round loss bonus and the saves they pulled off. They are giving themselves, building themselves.
Dangerous. That was a bait, man. The extra flash that came out, S-Fade thought he weaved right in the middle of it. That's that expert level utility that MongolZ have on this map.
Moon.
It's a wall bang.
Tenzi's gonna press into A main. He's got a bit of chip damage here on Max. MOUZ activates, double kills his. Third, right there for the taking.
Oh, he can't be stopped right now.
It's all him. He drops the bomb in the process, but we've got a minute still for this clock to fizzle out. Can MOUZ piece together anything else? Because he's taking over the game for Magic. Clearly the front runner here on map 3. But the server's gone silent.
12 bullets, and he's taking a risk. Sitting here in this position, obviously could come and get cleared. He has his flank being watched. Just separated from his teammate for now. And if you're to trust one guy to be a renegade in a position, it would be him.
Sits here the whole time. Slow creel up, they're stepping. They can sense it. MOUZ damage.
Still got it.
Kill. 73 health back for Max in the 1v2, and he'll have no idea where AW's coming in from. Max opts not to go for the bomb immediately, tries to hunt down a duel first.
He can't even believe that they're not playing off each other to go for the trade.
Fakes one.
This will actually buy some time for AW, and Max, he's gonna look.
Oh!
Oh, and he's gonna pay.
6 health makes the difference. Excuse me, MOUZ makes the difference.
Oh yeah. A crazy amount of individual level in these last 2 rounds, and it's underscored by the fact that the sight hit was good. The timing was good, the mid hit was good, everything made sense up until they just got stopped by the raw firepower of MOUZ.
And his timing within that rapid, right? The way he throws himself up the CT lane. This is that opening kill, a 5v3 established.
Yeah.
Luchov pushes it to the 3v5, but look at MOUZ just swinging wide. Separating these 3 from their heads and one another. Max aggro peak, 6 health for AW. The guy can clutch. We saw it back on ParaVision in that Budapest run. It's one of the things that turned our heads. It's kind of a gap that we thought maybe couldn't get filled once he was caught from that roster. It's the first successful 1vx of this game, and it keeps Magic on the heels of MongolZ, who tiptoe into this round with an AK on DGT and nothing else really to work with. It's better, he's gotta be careful, man. He's just trying to get a lot out of this jump spot. We've already seen MongolZ kind of creep in underneath his nose, but down goes that single rifle. It's gonna draw the pistols out towards mid, and Moon will clean up. On the retreat, just looking to hang on to this 5v3.
Oh, it's got to be so frustrating for MongolZ that they continue to go for these plays, but it only gets easier because they don't have that much money. Again, Magic not playing scared. Ooh.
Spots it. Drops smoke. Calls rotation over, and Huaso peeks looking to come through. They stop watching! Okay.
Wow, the guy on both sides. Honestly, I'm impressed they're even watching that at all. It was such a fresh smoke. They got spotted at the end of it. Last kill comes out. Magic, this is kind of crazy now what they're doing. 5 rounds on the CT side. It's not going to be the prettiest round score in the world, but the fashion in which and the amount of rounds stolen away and the fact that they look comfortable after the way that MongolZ won those early rounds, that's going to be weighing on their minds.
Let's see what's going to happen in this one. MongolZ out of the gate, look to rip this towards the A site. Flashbang's already exiting through long. Tenzi, he's got 2 targets. He's long!
Oh.
And to lose track of that! Snaps Max out of the round. The boost over top of A main, though, does still crack open this site. But that donut smoke soon to fade. These T's will replace it. Bomb on site. Worried about being challenged, but Magic don't really bite down on that first fake.
If there was any deep peek, that was such a risk. They couldn't watch that. Now the full retake.
Mayern stuck up in the back of this site. Got smoke grenades for Magic to play. Mayern's position now known to the CTs. MOUZ wants to get the trade going. AW's peeling players off of main. He's 2 kills into this. And Huaso puts a nail in the coffin. At least MongolZ will find that final round win of the half. Check out this snap.
He's meant to die here. I mean, he doesn't even notice that Max snuck by. Looking down to dodge flashes, successfully completed that task, got his first kill, but that's where it was supposed to end.
$7-5 on the half. It takes a bit of teamwork across the board for MongolZ as that one goes on.
This is about as good as a third map could be for these 2 squads. We expect them, and as humans, coming in, playing a quarterfinal, being nervous, being new, that's what we expect. But after 2 maps of getting it all out, getting warmed up. Now we're seeing their higher level gameplay. Two teams that greatly impressed us to get this quarterfinals matchup, and it's again almost a shame that they're matched up against each other because 9Z did so well, and of course Magic.
Nice! Bien, ronda importante, dale.
And I think it really was to get the last word right before a break, to say, okay, it's a 2-round gap, it's not a tied half, it's a CT side that could have been way better, sure, but we're not going to think about that now. We're the last victors.
It's like if you told 9Z before this third map started they'd be walking away with a 7-5 lead, they'd be happy with that. It's just that it feels like they could have gotten more before Magic bounced back into it. So I agree. Important round, conclude the first half with an uptick, and now Wasso Peaks meant to have found a blind side. At least he kills S-Fade before MOUZ slides through him. MOUZ who will continue to be the best player on Magic's squad here on Ancient. But behind that mid play, behind that trade back and forth, all there is now for 9Z is a smoke in Red Room and a question mark as to what the hell and who the hell could be on the other side of that. And the answer is no one. Here comes the execute. Magic utility over top, and Mayern ahead of this smoke grenade. He's got a chance off that flash. Both blind, a little labored, but he gets there. It's 3 deaths on the commitment here from Magic. AW to another clutch attempt.
This is possible. He knows that Mayern's super low.
Fresh magazine with a low health Mayern. He's gonna just dive bomb this, but a nice reposition.
Crazy.
Mayern into the corner, gets away with it. Majority alive for 9Z as their winning ways are starting to stem back through.
Honestly, can't even believe Mayern decided to cross back. Yeah, it died. That definitely could have been isolated 1v1s, a backdoor exit out of the cave, and a new host of problems with AW, who you know is gonna be confident in that clutch. But instead, it's Mayern. Huh? Yeah. With 3 frags. To show the last map was not a complete aberration. They wanted that 7-5 lead to take the edge off for the pistol. Well, they win it anyways. Damage, we've got a disconnect, so I think we're just gonna restart this round. A little bit of time to think, and you don't necessarily want to dwell on this moment. Trying to stay present could be good, but maybe Magic could give him an extra gust of motivation to revisit the idea that maybe they didn't expect to be in playoffs, but now that they're just 8 rounds away from actually closing out the third map, that they could do something that seems impossible. And for AW, someone who knows that it is. He did the Budapest run back with ParaVision out of nowhere. And you know some of the times he's going to be talking to his teammates and telling them there's no reason not to believe.
Feels like if he can just kind of worm his way into MOUZ's mind right now, keep this 12-9 performance going. Somebody's got to be the driving force for Magic to reclaim the lead. Because what we haven't had here in the third map is another takeover out of Mayern. It's better than some of the individual levels we've had throughout this week. You find Wasso Peak and Luchov towards the top of that. And so it just feels like there's a chance here for anybody to seize this moment. Because while we can sit here and talk about the parallels between these teams and their discomfort here on the big stage, they have had very different weeks leading up to this moment. A 3-0 clear by 9Z with victories over top of Falcons, over ParaVision. And yet you get Magic kind of crawling out of the dungeon from a 0-2 start to just get this chance on playoffs, with no knowledge as to whether this will ever happen again for them.
What I love for 9Z is that it wasn't born of a total collapse of their opponents. It was born because they crushed their opponents with incredible and sustainable looking gameplay. Like fully fledged 9Z, where their tactics and strategy finally looked totally tier 1, and that they didn't actually look like the underdog in either matches. So they don't care again. Post-match tweet after 9Z beat them, and then just they played insane. That was the fact when you went and watched that game. Here, even though they give away Dust2, they make up for it. Even closer to this win now.
So you just hope that they don't lose sight of it. Go back to that Dallas run for 9Z and you think, you know, feels great to beat Vitality in the group stage to start your playoffs in semis, but then you just get trounced by G2 and it's over before you even realize it. And you can't help but wonder, what would they rather be? Struggling in this quarterfinal today in the first map, trying to fight for it, to power up and try to get into that momentum? Surely, even if this isn't the 2-0 they would have hoped for,
it had to be Stewie in Dallas, and now it's Moon in Astana.
Yeah.
What other unforgiving storyline must they have to go up against next? But yeah, with that even being that long ago, but that also being, you know, their first big chance, it's sort of, you know, it is a moment where you don't necessarily expect them to win. You're already impressed that they got there, and now it's just where the expectations start to seep in a bit. And I think that's how, you know, you see a Dust2 go like that.
I think it's just such a classic story. You know, again, you top that group and then playoffs kind of falls out beneath you. You come here, you go 3-0, and to be defeated by the team that would go 0-2 and grind back and be such a disheartening kind of curse that 9Z would probably feel like they've got on them.
So now S-Fade's got to come up with an incredible game plan. Bringing this back on T side versus a team that's already taken out two very strong opponents recently on Ancient, have an outstanding overall record, and are in the lead.
And to do so with Tech9's on majority. This is all they can afford here in the 14th. 9Z on the brink of double digits. If they could just bust down these Tech9s, and we sing the praise of Magic sometimes with these awkward buys. To pull off the unthinkable is to play with Magic. And Luchov inside of Cave will be the first victim in S-Fade's hands himself. Double down though from Hwaso Peak. He sees the Shadow confirming a W, who is now just working with MOUZ. These are two hard hitters for Magic, and one of them disappears back into the unknown of A main. There is plenty of time still for Magic to try to figure this one out.
Max is looking to punish a timing, and if, you know, elbow isn't taken up, then it's a very long road around. Obviously, he can try to meet them here. It's actually just very possibly walks by MOUZ, but
all he's done here is wait.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Max, has his priorities correct. He doesn't really need to worry about Cave. He just needs to cut off the rotation.
But the same is still true, and that Mayern could ultimately also walk into this same corner unbeknownst, but no, he'll keep his head on a swivel, figure that out, and now you know what AW was up to.
Yeah, he had his head on straight this entire time, and probably even told his teammate that they might be locking into Cave already, and it doesn't matter. Give them that. See how happy they all are as they seal up this anti-force buy. It's 9 rounds for 9Z.
But there's still an X factor in this next one. Magic have opted to spend S-Fade's money. He puts his AK in the hands of Denzi. And AW will be playing with a second set of Kevlar as well, just in case. We'll see if things start to exchange hands. Magic continue to try to keep things unorthodox. Just as 9Z, like you said, look like they're on the brink of a celebration. You don't want to be caught off by something awkward, but killing Tenzi out of the gate with that rifle, I mean, that just spells disaster here for Magic. You needed to get value out of each of the pieces you propped up, and you're going to find nothing. You think you're going to walk down through that smoke and not be watched? I don't think so, because 9Z are powering up into this victory. Starting to play with a little more confidence, get off of that bomb site, and really kind of stuff Magic's tricks back into their hat.
And the bottom line is that even on those 5 rounds that Magic brought back, almost each of those situations, 9Z made a good round of it, and then someone shined through individually. MOUZ back-to-back situations was so strong, but as a team, there's no doubting 9Z for now. Moon looking for anything. It's a 1 deke for him. one more and we could talk about a 1v4, but that's not going to happen. Luchov disposes of Moon. They go on to 10. And the buy will come back for Magic.
Still room for both. Right now, Moon would love to be trying to find more impact, but bottom of the scoreboard here. Had heroic moments back on Dust2, hit the ground running, and has fallen back into the shadows as the series continues. But waiting for this buy was Magic. Up the lane, into the mid-pitch, DGT's gonna lock in one side, AW kills Luchov, MOUZ's a great distraction, Max is looking to come out on top, but instead it's both MOUZ and AW low, and walking away with 3 kills between them, an open A site for the taking. They win out on that duel, and the game goes on.
I love that they're willing to meet in middle once again. It's both these teams, they love stacking heavily, going for it, and I know 9Z were very confident they were gonna win on trades and flashes, as they were a bit better on T side. I'm also not surprised Magic could keep up with them, even though they're low. No chance here for Mayarn to get anywhere near this. Acted so confidently done, they're gonna start expanding across the map to try to hunt him down.
Worst thing you could do right now for Magic is just kind of shell up in this game. And so to see AW and MOUZ again, just kind of find that tethering out middle. From the elbow to the climb up. Fighting tooth and nail for those trades and walking away effectively with a 6th round win. That lead gets cut down to 4. And it's not like 9Z are standing on the finish line. 10-6 is a reclaimable lead if you are Magic.
Totally. I mean, keeping the op in play means that the buy is actually pretty healthy. Without it, it would be a bit more debatable, a bit more dubious here for 9Z. But that's a pretty big advantage going up against Magic once again. Now, of course, this one came down to rifles in mid.
Heavy util for DGT. He'll get caught.
Great ball.
Trying to transition out. Tenzi's the one this time. An S-fade up that lane. Now Magic have momentum. Now they've got something. They feel like they have a way back in with the way they just tapped right back into that mid-success from the one round prior.
That was terrifying because, oh, wait a second. Talk about terrifying. Okay. He won't escape. Oh, and Max doesn't get this kill. No chance at that retake. And a confident, swift victory inside of mid. It's the Molotov and the flashbangs that are perfect. So outdoing 9Z on utility, meeting them on the trades. 2 rounds back-to-back where they steal mid-control away, and now they flush out all the bank accounts as well.
It was a hard fight battle back into that first half, down by 5-0. Their first 3 round wins by defuse, just a real testament that 9Z kept those tests coming round after round. Magic lose the second pistol. But now stringing 2 together, and like you said, bottoming out bank accounts really opens a door for Magic. Just don't make any critical mistakes. And sometimes easier said than done.
Max didn't jump throw this flash. They're still just waiting really far back.
Don't you dare give a rifle over. You hear the stomping as the CTs go for that swing. And we're gonna get counter util here from Magic. They want to try to reclaim middle. But 9Z, just as quickly as they went for that peak, are gone. Like ghosts. Moving into that A site instead. It's still a stack that they hope to get away with, but we'll see where Magic end up. Kind of tiptoeing their way through the middle of the map. Moon's gonna be under pressure. Not a time to start missing shots and giving over map control. But they are still taking a look at this site. There are pistols here in spades. And while you would believe in the gun advantage every day of the week, that looming threat at 35 seconds. Now the bomb starts to realize this is too uncomfortable. And as it peels away, and you keep all of 9Z preoccupied, you have found the solution. That open B bomb site. Magic play the clock all the way down to the final 20 seconds, but it's a great way to at least keep, hopefully for them, 4 players alive and put that pressure right back on 9Z.
kept them occupied, actually in better, 9Z's better interest, either fully tuck and make sure they don't show anyone to invite them in to a trap or go forward with the push. Once they left mid, obviously, it's very hard to get into extremity positions, really have a convincing looking pistol setup, and Magic do a great job of scouting. Really liking S-Fade's read of the map. When it's, in this series overall, it's really shown that the preparation for the team goes beyond their level. And after two very smooth-looking victories on mid-control takes, they have a solid anti-eco to follow. And just like in the first half, it looked like it was going to be easy for 9Z. Suddenly, the story changes again after a good start.
You reap your rewards. You convert those rounds, but now 9Z back in with buys. Should be a challenge to come. What got you through the guns of 9Z were those back-to-back mid-clashes with AW tethering off of S-Fade and MOUZ. Is it going to be that easy? Can you just continue to rinse and repeat one opening move? Or did 9Z try to change up the game here in round 19? Right now there's one off on the field and it's MOUZ. Problem is, it's been coming up quite empty.
Yeah, and with the style of play they're bringing, the last few rounds, he's not going to get a lot of action. But eventually that will change.
It will be more mid-play. The difference being 9Z don't sign up to this engagement, so they're just kind of looking to forfeit a little control, play out a longer round, give Magic something else to try to solve, right? This is a new puzzle. You don't get two opening kills in the bottom of middle and then roll that towards a bomb site. There's not a certain simplicity to this one. Magic will have to try to find a different answer.
Sort of a new test for Magic, and then funnily enough, even though you get this space for free, it doesn't mean that the round gets easier.
Huge
My
flash.
goodness, I don't know who for who.
That was from
blinded
elbow
everyone.
into the cave side. It blinds both ends of that. S-Fade's preoccupying those players, and if they can't move, there's nothing they can do.
Oh, now it's an issue. You don't have a kit for this. You might not even have players left to try to defuse, but yeah, it is a 3v3, and the bomb will get planted.
You needed that. You get that kill on the cave player, all of a sudden there's no free up rotate. CTs could still consider it, but Moon on the line, he lands that. It's Max gonna be tagged down to 13 health.
I'm not sure if 9Z, if it makes sense to even try it. Wow, it's scary, but they're getting past the op.
It's dangerous games, but with those two op shots ringing out, they've still pushed into the bomb site. AW pressured, but still comes out with the double.
Oh, this gets so expensive for 9Z.
Three kills to AW, another big moment, and while he may die to the flank here, so be it. 20th frag found, and only one round the gap.
Everything in your body's telling you, go for this to 3v3 situation. We're early enough that maybe it won't come down to a 10-second stick, but solo utility, absolutely no money left over. It's hard to say that it's a justified attempt, especially with how easily that the A site was taken. Not really enough information on where everyone was. Oh, and Luchov stays alive, gets a kill at the very end to make that a little expensive for Magic, but that was more important that 9Z saved anything. They buy now. Somewhat. EGT gets a gun, and he's also not having a great game while he has had a great event.
It all starts with confidence, the way they took over middle in the back-to-backs, the way that they've pushed these pistols out of existence. And now in the most recent round, find a solution with that A main exit. S-Fade's picked up a lot of responsibility in these last two, just kind of being the guy on lane. We saw him eat that flashbang, damn near die to cave. And if he doesn't hold that off as long as he does, who knows if the retake comes out? Well, right now, we get these utilities trickling into B alone. Once again, a lot of responsibility on that side, but with Mayern losing his angle out middle, the pistols try to push to no avail. It is 10Z with the double shutdown. Max is gonna activate, and as he pushes out through cave, you find that one kill on B, but again, it's gonna be Magic to just move this into that A site to what seems like no resistance. Mayern's scout dead, and the hopes of 9Z keeping Magic out of this tied match are now near non-existent.
Yeah, with that second pistol, the 7-5, it felt like they'd done everything they need to to make this easy, but it's anything but. Another comeback in the second half here for Magic, and I'm not looking at this like a collapse out of 9Z. This is Magic totally taking it from them. The way they're calling, the way that they're taking mid control is so convincing. It doesn't even feel like there's much else 9Z could do differently. They have to come up better on multi-kills. And right now, they're under the maximum amount of pressure to do so. All square at 10 apiece. Anyone's game. A full buy to see if they can stop Magic from taking a lead on Ancient. 3 timeouts still remaining for them. As if they have been winning this entire time.
It's the shake-up 9Z. Because in the face of losing those 2 mid clashes, you shelled up a little. You tried to think that maybe Magic would kind of trip up if things got a little more complex. Do you, at this point, try to tap back into your own ferociousness and throw something at them? I mean, you know for the moment, S-Fade continues to play outside of Cave on his own. That feels to me like a liability, like a chance for maybe a lower ramp push to catch that kill. But it's going to take something brave out of 9Z to go for that kind of gamble, especially as Magic rack up what is now this 5-round streak.
I mean, they want mid every single time, they just lose it.
Tenzi takes a nade damage out through the smoke. That's bravery. Wasso Peak steps out, blind as a bat, finds the headshot, and now we're going to get this doubling up inside of A main. Bomb is in the background. Oh, Mayer, you cannot miss these shots, and yet here we are again. Like a broken record on repeat, this guy just can't land them. S-Fade lines up too. The teammates around Mayer try to make the difference as his op does at least get one, but it's Luchov to close it. Woo. Majority alive, and 9Z reclaim the lead.
It's the same exact look, taking on mid control, this time winning their opening engagement, making it feel like they were giving up the space like they did 1 round previously. Instead, they coordinate a push through the smoke, clean pick off, get back out of there. And even though Mirage misses, they have a 5v4 over towards A. They have the rotations. They still had their donut player, and it was Magic who were wondering, should we just continue with the game plan? But without that kill we were looking for at first.
Oh, fast moves out mid. Straight to the lane take. Tenzi's gonna find Wasso on the fallback, but it's that aggression. DGT tries to take control of the situation. Him and Luchov firing back.
Oh, he got a both.
Tenzi and Max. As all of a sudden we go 2v2, and that bomb sensing an opening. Come on, Mayern. You've got a Molotov in front of you, but because he's low health, he's got to give up this angle, at least a bit of it. Flashbang blinds him, bomb plant commitment, Moon's hands. Oh, it's a second attempt, and Mosval doesn't cover.
What?
But a missed op shot from Mayern. And so all of a sudden, 9Z's 12th round back under question. Moon's got the post plant. He's gonna fall back into A main, and he turns just in time, only his 6th kill of the map. But he picks it at a perfect moment, and Mayern in between the two.
If only they had one of these kills, the molly could have stopped the other. The defuse could come down, but instead now it's a massive risk.
It's one fake, it's a burning Mosval, it's a slow move by Moon, and as the fire goes out, now Mayern's pistol headshot's huge, but as he tries to get back on, bombs at 6 seconds, and played with by Moon. That's Magic, tying at 11, and the dream's still alive.
We're going into round 23, all tied up. It comes down to the wire, trades every single step of the way. An unlikely hero in Moon to contribute with his op, finally needed because it's rifles to deal with mid. Tenzi getting a 2nd kill on this push was insane. Oh, and Mayern could have stopped the bomb right there in its tracks. A free shot dropped. And another moment for Tenzi. Push comes through. They get the opening kill. And even without it last round, they still took down 9Z. Are they readying the same A push? 9Z, this is a question they have to ask themselves. Late smoke to window to threaten map control.
Max has brought reinforcements
9Z
here.
playing it confidently. They get the kill.
Again, trying to just bank on their rifle
That
work.
was huge. A little bait from behind. That window player with a rifle spamming.
Got a smoke for DGT, but he still gets a duel before it pops. Big swing, and it's AW again!
Hit him!
This guy thrives in pressure while the other one crumbles. And to support AW in his recovery within this round is Moon on the other side. He nails it, and Magic secure OT!
And Moon's on his feet yelling at him. Mayern had a chance to stop the bomb. The spray transfer for AW, and he had full vision. From career high to career low on this map.
DGT puts all the work in and then some. Talk about vengeance for AW. From the chopping block of Paravision to the brink of semifinals in Dastan's country.
One more good call for S-Fade, and that is all it'll take. You know he has the soldiers right now. Everyone's delivering the entries.
There's been no reason to try to divert away from this A site. Finally, 9Z decide to make a move, but look how far removed they are.
And because Magic, they tend to go in late, even though you have this bit of map control, you can't know for sure. Magic do a great job with the pause in the action, making the correct call. They're blocking vision. It still has the shape of an A play, but you can see that idea is expanding live. You have a rotation now for Tenzi. They might actually be covering their tracks perfectly.
Slow approach and only one piece of utility at a time. Magic put the pressure on, and 9Z react with a smoke at 30 seconds.
It's got something a little different looking. 30 seconds. 9Z are sweating.
And 9Z are also damn near without utility. A couple of flashes on Mayern. This third piece meant to support this A site. Magic play down to the wire. MP9 plays forward. DGT is dead empty-handed, and here comes that CT activation. Wasso's dead. It all falls on a rotation. S-Fade back turn to him. And with Max now faced by utility and a bomb plant, he is operating without a kit. This is a Magic that started 0-2 in the groups, finds themselves in front of 9Z on the big stage. And as Max's retake starts to move forward, he can find nothing. We are witnessing something spectacular in Astana. Don't you dare call it a miracle. This is Magic.
It could have been either team celebrating in pure jubilation here. And we would have been celebrating right back. But Magic, the more unlikely squad, halfway through Ancient, survived.